200 of you guys decided at one point in your life you wanted to see what this channel had to offer on your subscription feed. And for that, I just gotta say I am super grateful. I'm super appreciative of all you guys that stick around, watch the videos, like, and especially comment with your thoughts on the episodes that come out weekly. That type of interaction is something that I want to cultivate even more and more on this channel, because that is probably the most important thing to me about making these videos. But I could watch these episodes weekly and have my own thoughts about them, but being able to express them on here and getting feedback from you guys and your guys' opinions and your guys' thoughts, clarifying certain things that happen in these episodes because I miss certain things sometimes, has been a blast. It's been really helpful. It's been a highlight every time I see one of your guys' comments. I'm always trying to think of ways that I can, up the production of my content, think of different ways that I can, improve. Some things are definitely in my control at this moment in time that I can improve upon. Some things are going to take a little more time, but when we get to that point, it's going to be completely worth it, I promise you. But for now, just a small little change that I'm going to throw in there just to shake things up. Hopefully you guys like this. I think it's better than what's currently here, but I'll leave that for you guys to decide on. Let's go. That is my new logo. I finished it a while ago, but I kind of wanted to save it for a special moment, but I figured now would be the perfect time to show it, I guess, or reveal it. Quick backstory on the previous logo. It's something that I'd actually ripped off from one of my friends who did some art for something. I switched it up a little bit, put the colors that I wanted, but ultimately, as I started making more and more videos, I realized, I kind of want to switch this up, kind of want to make something of my own, and hopefully it's something a little more pleasant to look at when you're watching these videos rather than a creepy toad staring at you in the face. So let me know what you guys think about the new logo down below. I'm going to be adding some more changes to the layouts and stuff, so you'll see those in the videos to come. So originally I was going to do a separate video for 200 subs and a separate video for the recap of spring anime of 2021 that just finished. But I'd figure I'd just combine them just to cover everything that I need to cover. Before we get into the video, if you guys end up enjoying this video or are enjoying it right now, drop me a like. Let me know what you guys thought about the spring season of anime down below in the comments. What were your overall takeaways? What were your favorite anime? What were your least favorite anime? I'm going to be giving my favorite as well. I'll get into some scoring, so that'll be fun. It's time. So to start off this recap, I guess I'm gonna get the big hitters out of the way and talk about my favorite anime from this past season. Some of these are gonna not really be a surprise for you, but I think at least one of them will. So I'm just gonna do my three, starting from number 3, OddTaxi. Yep, bet you guys weren't expecting that. So OddTaxi is an anime that I was watching on my own, not reacting to, but it was definitely one of my favorite anime from this past season. Now the thing with OddTaxi is that it has a different way of storytelling. You follow a lot of different characters, plot lines, and all that comes together to make one whole major plot that moves toward a larger theme. Although we do follow Odokawa, the walrus character, a lot throughout this show. The thing that stood out about OddTaxi to me was its ability to tell a story non-linearly, while at the same time keeping my interest, making me think, but on top of that, providing a chill vibe and soothing atmosphere. This show is something that I tended to watch late at night, maybe right before I went to sleep, because the vibes that it gives you, the nighttime life and the atmosphere of the city that we're in, is just there's just something about it. And when we finally got the plot twist at the end, which I was hinted at a lot throughout the show but was still surprising nonetheless, it all came full circle and OddTaxi was left as a modern classic, I would say, in its own genre. So I can't give this anime anything less than an 8, and so that's what I'm giving OddTaxi. Alright, number 2 on this list is going to be also not a surprise. The top 2 you guys probably should have guessed by now. 86. 86 was also an anime that I did not think I would enjoy going into it. From the synopsis, it looked like a episodic military anime that I've seen a bunch. and there's a lot of trash military anime out there. But the thing with 86 is that it was able to really portray the realities of war, the casualties of war, and all that comes with it. This show really tugs on your heartstrings as it throws in your face how different members of society are treated, and when you live under an authoritarian dictatorship, how far society can devolve. Beautiful art and beautiful music, especially that ending song, Chef's Kiss. I can't give 86 anything less than an 8 as well. Number 1 on this list, honestly, shouldn't be that surprising. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I have been fully in love with this anime since the first episode, and that anime is To Your Eternity. Now, I have never in all my years of watching anime seen a plot like To Your Eternity. That in and of itself puts it on this top 3 list. The characters, the sadness, the music, the art, the animation, everything else puts it at number 1. We follow the story of an orb sent down, being stimulated as it goes on its journey across the land, meeting many people, many things, many animals, experiencing hardship, experiencing things for the first time as if it were just a baby. The thing that gets to me about this show is that it introduces characters, and let's just say we move away from those characters in one way or another. And so you build relationships with these characters, and then suddenly you have to move on to a new set of characters. This is Fushi's story. This is a story of the orb. We are going to be following him as he moves through this life of his, trying to figure out what it means to be human, what it means to be alive. And just that question itself should get you interested to watch this anime. Although it's not over, there are about 8-ish episodes left of this show as it continues on into the summer season. I honestly can't give To Your Eternity anything less than a 9. These 3 shows I can't recommend enough. They shaped my experience in a lot of ways for the spring season of anime. Okay, so this is going to be a rapid fire round. I'm going to be going quickly through the rest of the anime that I watched, so I don't want to make this video too long. So let's start off with Megalobox Season 2 Nomad. The best things about this anime is definitely the art and the music. The old style Samurai Champloo art is definitely something that I am attracted to. I think it does it perfectly. The music composition on top of that art make it one of the most well put together anime I think in recent times. And I think it flies under a lot of people's radars with a lot of these popular anime that are coming out. So my score for Megalobox Season 2 is an 8.5. Tokyo Revengers. Alright, so the stepchild of Steins Gate. Nah, let me not. So Tokyo Revengers has also been a very interesting anime to watch this season. Their take on time travel is something that has definitely been done before, but they are doing it in a tasteful way. Not the most tasteful, because nothing beats Steins Gate. But they're doing their best, and honestly it is very enjoyable. The characters are likable. There's a lot of good in the plot, and as the episodes continue into the summer season of anime, the stakes are gradually rising higher and higher. So as much as I've seen of Tokyo Revengers so far, I would definitely give it an 8. Nagatoro-san. Okay, so this was an anime that I didn't foresee myself enjoying as much either. I thought it was just going to be an episodic anime where there's a relationship between a girl and a guy and nothing really changes. You know, she teases him and there's just like stupid shit that happens every episode. And don't get me wrong, there's some stupid shit that happens every episode. But regardless of what happens, the relationship between the two characters undergoes a lot of changes, and I think more romance slice of life anime need to take a page out of Nagatoro's book. So I have to give Nagatoro also an 8 out of 10. Higehiro. Alright, so another romance slice of life anime that I also thought was going to be bland, mainly because of the premise. I thought it was going to be a little bit trashy because you're talking about a 26-year-old having a relationship or somewhat of a connection, a deeper connection to a teenager. So I thought things could get a little shaky there, but honestly, it wasn't really that bad. The way Higehiro was able to take a premise such as that and turn it into something a little more tasteful is something that I respected a lot. It's something that made me look at the series as a whole as something to be remembered for. If you want a romance slice of life that gives you something a little bit different than what you're used to, then definitely check out Higehiro. It'll make you question your morals in some cases, maybe. At the end of the day, hopefully you're left feeling like they made the right decision, because honestly, I think with that ending, they did the best they could, and I think they honestly executed it pretty well. So I'll give Higehiro a solid 7.5 out of 10. Okay, so 2 more, and these 2 I didn't react to. Vivy. So I did react to a few episodes, but I dropped it, and I know at the time I said that it wasn't really that interesting and stuff, but a more detailed answer would be that the anime definitely requires you to think a lot and pay attention because of the way it tells its story, and so I didn't really think that made for good content. The thing about me is when I'm really focused on the details of an anime, I get really quiet. And so if I'm just very quiet throughout the whole entire episode, then I'm pretty sure no one wants to watch that. So I decided I would just watch it on my own, and it ended up being pretty good. I don't think I liked it too much more than I originally did when I dropped it. From the creator of ReZero and the same studio that did the original Attack on Titan season, Wit Studio introduced an anime about artificial intelligence and time travel. The most redeeming quality of this show was definitely its art and animation, which you can't argue against, really. Probably the best art of this season, some of the best frames and panels that I've seen in anime in general, so give it up for Wit Studio for that. But for Vivy, I'm going to give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Alright, and the last one on this list. Don't even think you guys know that I was watching this, but Shadow's House. Yup, Shadow's House. Shout out to that one comment I got a while ago telling me to watch the trailer for Shadow's House, because without that I might have never even picked up this anime. So Shadow's House, from the creators of the failed season of Promised Neverland season 2, Shadow's House comes to us with a very similar artistic appeal that Cloverworks is kind of known for with their solid colors. But this time around, the premise of this show really just drew me in. So originally I thought I was getting a slice of life, made, focused mystery, but it was more than that. The whole show makes you second guess what's actually going on in this mansion. What's really going on with the Shadows family? Who are the living dolls? And ultimately, what does the grandfather Shadow want? So all these questions are explored by a decent set of characters as far as size goes. Each living doll has their shadow counterpart who have a range of personalities, so seeing all those personalities clash was definitely a treat. Our main female character, Emiliko, might not have the most complex personality, but because there are so many characters that do get characterized that have their own types of personalities, you don't really need to be too focused on one character at a time. At the end of the day, this show is more about figuring out what's going on in the mansion, what's going on behind the scenes. The deeper and deeper we get, it seems like more questions arrive than answers. I mean that in the best way possible, because with that ending, I need a season 2 ASAP. So good job, Cloverworks, redeeming yourself a little bit for what you did last season. For Shadow's House, I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, that's it. That's all anime I watched in the spring. Currently summer is underway. There is a lot of anime out. It's definitely looking a little slower than last season, which honestly might be a good thing. I'm definitely going to be able to catch up on a lot of backlog. And hey, if I catch up on some anime that I've been meaning to watch for a while, maybe I'll even drop a review about them and my thoughts. But we'll leave that for the future. For now, I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave me a like. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were about the spring season. Do me a favor and hit that sub button, guys. I appreciate you all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.